My dear people of God, you are welcome to Only God series, and I am Reverend Msgr Paul Kodjo in the Catholic Diocese of Kodjo, Ghana. According to my mother, I was born on 19th of June 1960 in a village called Akusu Sainsi, 7 miles south of Asisewa. My father's name is Mr. Andrew Tete Kofi, and my mother's name is Mrs. Grace Tete Kofi. They gave birth to 12 solid children, and I happen to be a twin, so one set of twin in this 12 children. Me and my brother happen to be the 5th from above, so to say. So we have senior brothers, senior sisters, and we are the 5th. My parents were cash crop farmers, that is cocoa farmers, farm plantation, and they did a lot of farming for food crops. They were Catholics. Unfortunately, they are no more alive, but they were Catholics. My father became the church president of our village church, St. Patrick Catholic Church, and my mother was very influential in the Christian Mothers Association. Socially, they were very amiable, very friendly. They were almost everywhere in the village for any activity, and they made sure they blended with all, and they brought those social life into us too. My father was a disciplinarian par excellence. He loved hard work, and he made sure that his children were trained with the desire to work hard. He made sure we value the essence of hard work and honest work, taking away laziness and nefarious life attitude. My mother, yes, she was a loving mother, caring mother. With all that maternal instincts in her, she made sure we got all that we needed at a particular time. So the two blended together to form a holistic lifestyle for us children as we grew up. In my youthful days, I remember I grew up in Tema, and in the parish life, we supported each other, and we did so many things in the parish for free as youth. We cleaned the parish, we swept the parish, and we were very serious with religious life. Therefore, I was almost always ready to be on the mission compound as a mass server. Every month I was ready to serve. As a young, growing person, I came to meet other youth from different home backgrounds. Some were from richer family backgrounds. Some were from backgrounds that did not take law and order into consideration. They did things anyhow. So those people pose real moral challenge to all of us. And for me as a person, I also learned from some of them the way they were brought up. But I had to stick to the discipline that I developed. So it was not too easy as a young growing person. Educationally, I started schooling, unfortunately at the age of 8, because that was the time the Kosovo town took away our forests. So our schooling system had to be stopped for some time. So at the age of 8, 1968 to be more precise, I went to class 1. Then in our local RC Primary School. And after 2 years, I went to the nearby village called Apohia and attended school in the local Presbyterian school. Then I was sent to Tema to continue my education. So I finished middle school in Tema, Oninkun No. 1 Middle School, which is near the post office or near the harbor. And then I went to Pope John's Secondary School at that time. 7 years of education in Pope John's. I left there in 1985. I went to Pedro St. Peter's Regional Major Seminary till 1991. Ordained in 1991 at Bato. Then I studied in the Obaniana University, where I got BA in Sacred Theology. And I also studied in Fordham University in New York. I studied pastoral care to the MA level. Then I came back to Ghana to continue my pastoral work. In the middle school, I stood in for what we call best brain competition for our school, and we were always first. And I was so happy about that. That's the most significant thing I can think about. And then with the middle school living certificate, by the grace of God, I got distinction. So I was so happy. I enjoyed sporting activities, even though I didn't play any particular game. But the games like football, volleyball, and the girls who play amphi, runners, those days we call it one game called runners. And I always cheer them, make sure we cheer the players with full support, and they always won, and we were happy. I was motivated to go into the seminary to be formed as a Catholic priest because of my parish priest at that time, one Reverend Father Martin Wells, SVD. He was the parish priest of Our Lady of Mercy Catholic Church, Community 1 Tema. He loved the youth. He had time for the sheep. When I say sheep, I mean the church members. Father led a very simple life. He was interested in activities of all the parish. And he made sure he encouraged all of us. So with his life of simplicity, care, that influenced me. And one particular incident was that 1975, I had a hernia. And I had to undergo hernia surgery. And Father was there to pray for me the evening before. And when I recovered from unconsciousness, he was standing near my bed in the hospital, Tema General Hospital. Because at that time, the Robert Mensah, who was once African #1 goalkeeper, died in that hospital doing surgery, we were told. So I also thought that I may die. So with Father's spiritual support and prayer, I came through. Then I told myself I would do what Father did to me to other people. And that was the beginning of my interest in the Catholic priesthood. I remember the visit of then the Archbishop, Metropolitan Archbishop of Cape Coast, Most Reverend John Kodjo. He visited us and he interacted with us. And I was really impressed about his in-depth knowledge and the fact that he spoke a lot of logic and tried to encourage us to be serious with our priestly formation. And when we are ordained, he asked us to be serious and do our work and be honest to God and humanity. And where the sheep are, there we should be. So these are the interesting things that happen in the major seminary, the visit of the bishops, especially that of the late Archbishop Kodjo. Yes, talking about funny moment. Reality, I don't think it's funny, but some thieves broke into the seminary. And we were all asked as seminarians to go into the bushes around Cape Coast to search for the things. And we went, and we were able to recapture the things. And some of us were trained to be watching the school in the night, trained like soldiers, standing among the flowers to the extent that when people come in, they wouldn't know whether there's a life there. Those were challenging moments and they were quite interesting for us as young, growing boys. So these were some of the funny moments I can recall. Talking about challenges in a major seminary, I will talk about the discipline there. We were well organized, time conscious, and disciplined. We were taught the value of hard work, academic hard work, honesty, and the desire to be men of leadership who can mingle with everybody. These were sometimes challenging because as a young man, you want to have some easy life, relax a bit, but the seminary eagle eye will not allow you to do what you want. But with those challenges or teaching or discipline, it has formed us to be what we are and gave us what I would call today a holistic approach to life. I think that our studies of logic, metaphysics, and then philosophy help us to dig deep into knowledge than ordinary university students. And because of that, we become intelligent to the ordinary world. As a young priest, 1991, I remember when I was sent to Agomanya, I had the honor of serving under one old priest, one father, Clement Hossi, SVD. He was my parish priest, and he was very happy. He was very good, very loving, a good shepherd. He helped to form me, directed me, and helped me to really know the practical aspect of the priesthood. This was a man who had time for his sheep, a man who was always there, visiting people at homes, giving communion to the sick, and this work influenced me a lot. So as a young priest, I had a good leadership. Then after that, I took over from him, and that was a big challenge because then I was only 2 years old in the ministry, and Agomanya was an old parish with a lot of physical challenges, moral challenges. But by the grace of God, I managed to stay true. As a senior priest, I just relied on all the virtues that by the grace of God I was able to form as a junior priest. And tried to be more holistic as I approach the pastoral work. As I come closer to the people, I develop interest in their personal lives, make myself available for them, and make sure that where the sheep are, there the shepherd should be. That is actually my way of doing pastoral work. I happened to visit US, stayed there continuously for 4.5 years, where I went for sabbatical leave and studies. I work in the parish, and I was happy working among them in the parish. They loved me, and I think I also loved them. The work there, or the workload there, is not the same as what is here. There is more relaxing, but more in-depth. And I always visited them in their various societal meetings. I visited some of them at home. I also made myself available for those of them who want to see me. And at the end of the day, I enjoyed my work among them. Priests are given allowances, which I will call it salary. And this money is for you, the priest, to use it for your personal needs. And that makes it more flexible and more encouraging and more rewarding. What made me so happy? Let's see one or two examples. There was this family where siblings were not talking to each other. Senior brother and a sister were at loggerheads. And the sister got serious cancer in the internal organs, and she was about to die. So I sent the brother to her at Kodjo. I pleaded, and she accepted to forgive the brother. 72 hours later, she passed on. That made me happy that I have achieved my aim by the grace of God. I'm also happy because I've been able to encourage people to do further studies. And today we have some of them who are doctors, big-time nurses, and professors and other things. Whenever I remember their names and I see them, I'm happy. Yes, my ministry as a priest, I started in 1991 in Agomanya. I spent 10 years there, where I was the parish priest. I was also the chaplain for Our Lady of Fatima School, boarding school. I was also the chaplain of St. Anne's Vocational School. And personally, I was in charge of 28 outstations. So after 10 years, I was transferred to St. Michael Catholic Church in Kodjo, where I also work as a parish priest. So I was a part-time teacher at the nursing training college there. I was a chaplain to the very busy hospital there. I was also a chaplain of Equiances and Michael Catholic Senior High. And I love my work. From St. Michael in Kodjo, 2013, I was transferred to Montgomery Training College as a part-time chaplain, as I prepared documents to travel abroad. So, 2014, I went to St. Catherine Catholic Church in Brooklyn for 4.5 years. Then I came back to Ghana, and then I've been sent to St. Teresa Catholic Church, Suhu, where I'm speaking from. When you talk of infrastructure, I can remember, I did so many things, but I can remember in Kodjo St. Michael Church, the old church, we managed to renovate it and made it new. The new church, we managed to plaster it to make it fine or standard. And then we gave pavement block on the compound. Meanwhile, we have other church chapel or chapel buildings all around. But these ones, whenever I see them, I remember my heydays, let's say so. My real challenges in the Catholic priesthood as a diocesan priest goes with the issue of money. Because still many of our church members think that the Catholic priest is a bank emotion. So you have money. When they call you father, you have money. When they want chapel, father, we want chapel. Father, we want this. But they don't bring in money for you to use it to do whatever they want. Some may even come and cry unto you to give them loans. And you give them loan, they never bring it back. Some do not. And so the philosophy that the Catholic priest is a rich person is what makes me sometimes angry. Whenever I even go to Catholic schools to visit the children, then the children will come, Father, give us money, Father, give us money. And that makes me angry. When you go to the ministry, education and the rest, they think the Catholic Church is rich, so they don't need to help you to build up schools. So this issue of thinking that the Catholic priest is a bank emotion, he has money, he can give loan, he can give this, he can give that, does not go well with me, unfortunately. What keeps me going as a priest, in spite of all the different challenges, is what I would call the grace of God. Because anytime I go to the church and pray and ask God for favors, for direction, I see His hand at work. And I think He has covered me with His hand, so He directs me. And He brings in people, church members or other people, to help us organize certain things. And that makes my work interesting and inspiring, and it keeps me happy. So the grace of God is the basis. And secondly, I would say that I have also tried my best to cooperate with the grace of God, trying to work for the growth of the church, try to teach the church members certain things that are the virtues of life, try to feel for them in all their situations. And in all situations, I try to be where they are for them to know that, yes, this is a shepherd who is with us in our joyful moments and sorrowful moments. I would advise young priests, 1, to cooperate with the grace of God, 2, to learn to pray to God regularly, 3, to cooperate with their pastors. When I say pastors, I mean their parish priests, and the status quo in the diocese. And 4, they should make sure that they have the interests of the people at heart. When I say people, I mean the parishioners, the members of the church. And they should be able to die a little. And they should remember to keep a good name, for a good name is better than riches. The young ones who want to become priests, my advice to them is that, 1, they should know we need them. The church needs them. And therefore, they should also learn to sacrifice and try to lead an honest life. They should not play a double standard life. That will not help them. They should call spade a spade. Honesty is honesty, transparency is transparency. And they should aim high, and God will always help them. As Christians, we have the modus operandi in the Bible called the Ten Commandments, and the virtues that we are expected to live. Matthew 7:12, it says, do unto others what you like others to do unto you. These simple things, if we practice them, then we'll be able to show the way to others. Christians, we are expected to be honest, transparent, hardworking. We shouldn't think of easy way of success. As Christians, we should know that we have a God who is looking at us, watching us everywhere, anytime. So Psalm 139 says, Lord, you know me true and true. You search me true and true, and you know me. You know my going and you know my coming. So as Christians, we should have this moral instruction in our mind that there's nothing that we can do that God cannot see or God is not aware. And with this, we respect one another. We treat each other with dignity and honor. And sure, God's blessing will be with us. Then, as citizens, Ghana is the only place which we can call our motherland. Anywhere we go in the world, it's not our motherland. So let us work hard to make Ghana a better place to live in, a conducive place where we can train our children. Let us be honest. Those of us who are pulling structures down in order to make money for themselves, those who are cheating the national society to make money for themselves, let us remember that Ghana is not only for one person, it's for all of us. So that the national cake should be given to all, so that we all have equal share. When we go to the village, some of the villages, the road network is so horrible. Let us try to remember such areas. And God will bless our homeland, Ghana. I would like to ask for divine blessing for all of you who are listening to me at the comfort of your homes, that the God whom we serve, who neither sleeps nor slumbers, will bless the works of your hands, will protect all of you from harm and danger, and will make sure he grants you his favors in the land of the living. As Psalm 27 verse 13 says, I believe I shall see the favors of the Lord in the land of the living. May the Lord bless you in the land of the living. Amen.